Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Kids Community Connections, 103.1 Kiss FM. I'm Phyllis Jones, your host for this morning. And you know, I still have my issue going on that it's getting hot outside. And I ain't getting no snow. So I guess I got to get over it, right? Okay, I guess I will. But anyway, you know, often there used to be a saying that said kids should be seen and not heard. I don't know what crazy person said that, but they did. And that's not true. You know, because often our kids, and I'm talking about our young people, they see things that we don't see, and it makes an impact on them that we don't understand because we're not paying attention, you know. And we can also learn, as well as teaching our young people. We can also learn from them because, you know, when they tell us what they see, it gives us a chance to fix it. I go, oh my goodness, okay, this is what they really see, and it actually is what they really see. And like I said, we need to sometimes pay attention to what they say. In fact, all the times. You know, because you don't know that one time they could be telling you something that you really do need to hear, and you didn't listen to them because you assumed due to their age they didn't know what they were talking about. But I'm here to tell you that, you know, that's not true. So for the rest of this month of April, we're going to talk to the young boys of honor, and they are of honor, and they, you know what? They've done what some of the adult groups can't do. Adult male groups can't do. They came on and they picked their topics they're going to talk about. They studied their topics. They actually got it together. They really do. So you know what, young boys of honor, you know what you're doing right now? You're making some grown men look really bad. Because I can't get this many men in the room. Do y'all imagine that? I can't do that. I can't. They won't come together like this. So right now you're teaching them that you all can come together. So that's a lesson you're teaching right now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are here. Wow. And like I said, I can't get 8 adult men to come together to talk. Isn't that a mess? You can say it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we sat down and we talked on a Friday, and they got their topics together and what they're going to talk about. So this week, what is the topic going to be?
How men should respect women.
Woo! And how old are you?
11.
Okay, how old is everybody here? You're 11. How old are you?
12.
12.
10.
10. 11.
12.
10.
And we have one more over there. Come on in here. How old are you?
13.
Woo! Okay, now you heard that. And they're going to talk about respect of women. Okay, what made you all come up with this topic?
Because in my neighborhood, there's like a lot of men like disrespecting women, not treating them like good. And so what I want to talk about is how men should not rape or abuse women.
Woo! Did y'all heard? I hope everybody heard what he. And how old are you?
11.
Did y'all hear that? Okay, so some men need to really be listening to you. So how does that make you feel when that happens, when you see it?
It make me feel scared.
Why?
Because I don't want like no girls to get hurt, because after all the violence that men be doing these days.
So what if you right now there's some men listening to you, so what are you gonna say to them?
Please don't hurt women.
Wow. Okay. And what about you? Go around. Go ahead. Got stuck. He's like, oh my gosh, no. Okay, who's ready? Nobody? Come on. There you go. Okay.
I think men should respect women because in my neighborhood also, there's some boys inside my neighborhood who's always been hitting women. They've been pushing them around, and they've been hitting. I've even seen somebody hit a pregnant woman.
Ooh. So how does that make you feel when you see that?
It makes me feel bad for them, and I want to stand up for them. So men that are out there, please do not hit women, because that's disrespectful and you're breaking the law. So
also, what are these men teaching you?
That they're teaching me a bad future, because I shouldn't even be seeing that, because I'm not even old enough to be seeing that, and that should not be happening.
Okay, you're right. Okay, go ahead.
I know some men out there saying that girls are not innocent all the time, and they are not innocent all the time. So if a girl does hit you, don't hit them back, because then all you're gonna do is go to jail. So if they try to swing, just hold their arms and then like tell them to leave you alone, and then I'm pretty sure they will stop. And if they don't, then leave or do whatever they said that you gotta do. And then it would be way better. You won't have to go to jail. You have to get sued or nothing. You have to do no paperwork. Y'all would just have a good life. Just don't hit girls or you go to jail.
Okay.
The reason why I'm talking about this is because for 11 years my mom has gotten abused before, and that's...
How did it make you feel?
That made me feel sad and mad at the same time, and yeah.
So why did it make you mad?
Because I never seen a woman got hit before, and well, that got me angry. So
did you feel helpless?
Yes.
So you think they shouldn't do that?
No, they should not hit no woman. And if a woman hits you back, just walk away. Don't go back to her.
Okay, all right. Now we have a middle school person here, so we want to hear what he has to say. How old are you?
13.
Uh-oh, come on now. What do you think about this topic?
I think that men abusing women is like bad, and say like for instance the man works all day and he comes home and he thinks his wife doesn't do anything, but our moms right now, they like, if you have siblings and stuff, the mom has to stay at home, and that's like work, because she has to watch the kids, she has to clean the house, she has to keep the kids straight and make sure that they're doing their schoolwork while the father's at work. So I need all the fathers to like quit trying to tell their wives that they don't do anything when they're at work, because they do. Like, women do a lot of things that they have to do because of the kids that they have. So that's what I wanted to say.
That's a very powerful statement, because you're right. Some men do come home and they're frustrated from work, and they could come home and the wife is sitting down, or their girlfriend, and they assume she's been sitting there all day, when in actuality she's actually been working. So you're right. You're exactly right, and we needed to hear that.
I want to follow up on what he was saying. Like, if men come home and they're sitting down and the wife or girlfriend are sitting down, I want them to at least ask the female what they have been doing today, and say like, I love you, or I thank you for cleaning the house when I was at work and taking care of our children. And if they do come home and they ask, they should be like, what have you been doing today? What did you clean the house? And if you did, thank you for taking care of my children. And that's all I want to say.
Okay, so you go ahead.
Since we were talking about men and women, we should respect women, because if we don't, there can be big consequences coming for you. So please respect women, because they don't want to get hurt either. So if you want to be treated like that, please don't treat them like that either.
Wow, I like that. That was straight to the point. Really straight to the point.
The reason I'm talking about this is because my neighbor, her husband was all beating her up, and my dad and me and my mom kept trying to stop him, but he wouldn't stop. So we called the cops. Then he went to jail for a year.
So is he out now?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is he now? What is he doing now?
So he started to join the army.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't like women being treated bad, because they try hard to improve, but men don't like that stuff, and they hit them and stuff like that.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Like, I want to follow up what he was saying, because
But
like,
before you do, let me explain something. To everybody, the reason you will hear them saying he is because since they're young and they're under 18, I don't want them to mention their names. You hear their ages and grades they're in, but we're not going to say their names because they are young people, and I don't want them to you can say the name of your school, that's fine, but I don't want you to say names. So while you hear them talking, you will hear them say he, and that's why they're saying it, because names are silent. So go ahead.
I want to follow up what he was saying, because when I was little, I saw a woman being beat up because her husband abused her, and they broke up. So he got mad and he took all the money. He abused her. I even hear on the news that men are raping women, and I don't like that.
So they're not teaching you anything positive to strive for.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I want to follow up what he was saying earlier about how men should like say like he love her and stuff like that. Like if they go on a date, say like I love you, I like the dress like you're wearing today, and that like buy her dinner or something. Be nice to her for once and change.
All right.
If you see a lady getting abused on the streets, try to stop at your best of your ability.
Okay. Now, when you all come home from school, on your way home, what do you see on your way home from school you don't like? What do you see?
I see that man is pushing women around, and so that don't make me feel good seeing that. And if you see one pushing around, can you please try to stop it?
What's one of the ways we can stop it, though?
You could either call the cops, or if you see like somebody on the streets walking, try to see if they can help you trying to stop it.
Okay.
When I come home from school, I see men, when they break up with them, I see them push them down the stairs, even though they're pregnant and they may have their child. And sometimes when I see on the street, there's men abusing women with their children around, and the children are getting a bad example off of them. I was walking home from school with my big brother and my big sister, because I'm the youngest, and I was walking home from school and I saw some men disrespecting a woman, pushing her around in a circle, and my big brother went over there and he tried to stop, also got pushed into the circle. So I went over there and I started hitting them because they were pushing my big brother around, and they pushed me to the ground. So those men out there, they've been setting a bad example. So please stop, because if little children see you doing that, they're gonna grow up and think that it's okay, and then they're gonna end up going to jail because of your mistakes.
Okay.
And to all the men out there, does it feel good hitting a woman and pushing her around and raping her? Because that's being disrespectful to her.
When I get home from school, all I see is men doing drugs, and I think they should do drugs because that can like hurt their bodies and their heart.
When I was doing my research about this,
Ooh, did y'all hear that? When I was doing my research
about this topic, on my laptop, I came across this video.
Okay.
That this African American male, he was barged into some girl's house. He was just a complete stranger, and she had a nanny cam, and I was recording the whole thing. He just barged in and was just hitting her like she was a boy for no reason, and he just kept hitting her in her face. And then I was like, wow, that's what I'm like. We are African American males already have stereotypes, so he's just making it worse.
So he's making the stereotype, in a sense, true. Okay.
I want to follow up what he was saying, because every time when I walk from school, I see men pushing girls and girls crying, and that is disappointed because men are supposed to be better than that to ladies.
Okay. Now, before the next person talks, I want to say this. These are our young children. This is what they see. And these young boys of honor are already letting men know that they're not going to grow up to be like that. So they're already setting an example at their age of what they don't want to see, for one, and the people they will not become when they get older. Like I said, often we say kids should be seen and not heard. Nope. I'm glad these kids are here, and I'm glad they talk about what they are, because they're not scared of talking about it. They're not scared to say, hey, listen, this is what's going on. When I go home from school, this is what's going on. This is what I see. They seeing things that we just walk past and don't pay attention to. Or we'll say, you know what, they're always fighting, so whatever. But see, we're saying that, and they're saying, wait, no, stop. This shouldn't happen. So, what I'm saying is, when our young kids talk, listen to them, and listen and learn, because what they see, they intake, and it hurts them, it hurts the community, but it also lets them know that, are there any men out there that don't do it? So I'm gonna ask you all this question, because the person in charge of your group is here. So I gotta bust him out too, right? Mr. Woodbury. Now he's not gonna talk. Mr. Woodbury is in charge of the Young Boys of Honor, correct? Correct, guys? Yes?
Yes.
So what does he instill in you and teach you to keep you from thinking that that's okay to do? What does he instill in you?
He's teaching me how to be respectful and do the correct thing, not the wrong thing in the wrong way.
He's teaching me how to be respectful, how to treat women, how I want to teach me what I want to do when I grow up, how I should how I can change the world, and how I can set an example for other children.
And what all these boys just said, what he's teaching us is how to be a gentleman.
Okay.
We're in this group called Young Boys of Honor, aka YBOH.
Woo. Okay. Two more.
What Mr. Woodbury is teaching, what he's teaching me is not how to do drugs or how to smoke.
Ah, okay.
He's treating us how to get our education, go to college, have a good life, don't mess around and lose it, just be good.
Mr. Woodbury teaching me how to get good grades in school and how to respect women and how to respect everybody in the world without violence.
That's very important.
Mr. Woodbury is teaching me, Mr. Woodbury is teaching me how I should grow up and what I should do when I'm a grown up, how I should set an example for little children, and at the same time set an example and tell other men not to do what they're doing to women these days.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask a question. You're on the radio talking about what you see and what shouldn't happen. So what other ways do you think that I can help you, or Mr. Woodbury can help you get this to more people? Go ahead, Mr. Middle School. He's ready. You ready? Go ahead. You're not ready. I'm thinking. Uh-oh. You want to talk about what Mr. Okay, go ahead.
And also, what Mr. Woodbury is teaching us to do is dress like professionals and stuff, to dress nice and stuff. So if one day all of a sudden you get a phone call from a place and they're like, do you want a job interview, and you go there, you need to be looking nice so you can they get a good first impression on you, and so that you be able to get the job and all that.
That's true. Because also when you leave your house, you don't know where your day is going to take you or who you're going to meet, and the very day that you look like, oh my gosh, and I'm just going to run here and look like this and run somewhere, that'd be the day you meet people and you're standing there going, oh, okay, this is what I have on. I'm kind of stuck right now. But go ahead.
Back on that question she said, I think we can spread the word by social media sites.
Okay. How else can you spread the word?
You could also spread the word by like sending out flyers or putting it on the news or the radio, like how we are on right now. And you could also go around telling people, and then they can go tell other people and everything.
And another way you can set it out is if you know any men out there, you should ask them what we're saying on the radio and ask them to tell other people what we're saying.
So I have a question. So what would you all think of having a forum or a breakfast or dinner with some men and actually telling them what you think? What you see?
I think that would be great, since we can like talk to them how they should be like great and good at talking to women and how they should talk to women, not to abuse them in any way.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You should be kind, and if you see like a homeless person on the street, give him some money or buy him stuff or give him some food, because sometimes they try to get money.
You know, but when you talk to first of all, when you deal with homeless people, you should, as a child, you have to be careful, because I know as a child you see the homeless person as you know, oh my gosh, this is really bad. But some people, you have to, if you dig deeper, and I'll just talk about just a little bit, if you dig deeper, you find out some homeless people are homeless because they want to be. They actually want to be. They actually want to be homeless because they're into a part of mindset where they don't want to owe anybody anything. They don't want, you know, to be accountable, so they just become homeless. So when you see them, I'm not saying don't feel sorry for them, but be careful, because there's a lady in Killeen who's homeless, but she gets a retirement check of $3,000 a month. So does she need to be homeless? No. But once a month, one week a month, 7 days, she treats herself to stay in a hotel and just, you know, relax and all that. Then she goes back on the street again. So what I'm saying is, before you go and give somebody homeless anything, first of all, you never know, but always have an adult with you when you go and do that. Always, because some people have mental health issues and they're homeless. And if you go toward them, you know, it might hurt you, and you're trying to be, you know, do something good. So before you do talk to anybody like that, make sure there's an adult with you when you decide to say, hey, or you want a sandwich or whatever. So just be mindful of that. I'm glad you care about homeless, but also be mindful and have an adult with you.
I want to follow up on that, because there's some homeless people out there that they're really not actually homeless, but they're kidnappers, and they'll kidnap you, and they'll even try and hurt you.
You talking about sex trafficking? Yes.
They'll try and hurt you in a physical way, or they'll try and take you from your parents or something. So when you go out there, be careful and make sure that you have a parent with you or somebody that's a grown-up with you that you can trust, and always bring protection with you.
Well, you gotta be careful about that. It depends on how old you are. But let me tell, since you went into the people snatching people, let's talk about that for a few minutes. In Bell County, sex trafficking does exist. Do you all know what sex trafficking is? And just in case you don't, it's when, first of all, kids are sex trafficked from the age of 9 to 25, boys and girls. What sex trafficking is, and you're old enough to hear it because it happens to your age group. A male or female, doesn't have to always be a male, will snatch you, and they take you, and they sell you for sex. It's done more now than selling drugs, because if I sell drugs, how many times can I sell drugs? Once. How many times can I sell a child? A lot. So that does happen. So you all need to be mindful of that, you know, and it doesn't always happen the way you think, you know, the way television portrays it, this evil person comes up. No, sometimes that person is evil in thought and mind, but they're going to be nice to you. You know, and at your age group, even though you're aware of what goes on in your neighborhood, they're a little smarter than you are. So at your age group, you all need to pay attention to that. And because I'll tell you this, it's a girl I met. She's 25 now, but guess what? She lives in Killeen. From the age of 10 to 18, you know what was done? She was sex trafficked. And she lived in Killeen. In fact, she went to East Ward. Yeah, she went to East Ward. Mr. Woodbury knows who she is. I haven't told him. He knows who she is. He doesn't know that happened to her. But she went to East Ward Elementary School. And so I know your eyes are like, what? But she was trafficked at night, and she went to school every day up until the age of 18, when she finally got brave enough and tough enough to walk away. But she went to your school. I know. Shock. I know. His face is like, she went to what? She went to my school. Yes. And she's 25, so did that happen a long time ago? Yes. No, think about it. She's 25 now. It happened when she was from 10 to 18. So was that a long time ago? No, it wasn't a long time ago. No, and she, like I said, she went to East Ward. And when I interviewed her on the radio, and that's when she let me know she knew Mr. Woodbury. But of course, he didn't know. He didn't know. And did she ever reach out to a teacher? Yes. You know what the teacher said? I'm on my way to a meeting. I'll talk to you later. So did she go back to that teacher again? No. Did she go to anybody again?
No.
No, she didn't.
Well, speaking about Eastward is actually a really, really good school. They teach you everything you need to know. There's great teachers there. There's a good principal. There's good cafeteria time, basically. And there's the teachers, when they teach you, if they yell at you, they do that because they want you to pass. They don't want you to stay back. If they didn't care, they wouldn't teach you at all. So Eastward is a really, really good school. They have CIS is great. You learn a lot of things from CIS. Mr. Woodbury is a great guy. He teaches you everything you need to know and everything you want to know. And if you ever get, I forgot the word, if you ever get snatched by somebody, if they have their hand over your mouth, bite them and scream, so then somebody hears you and they can come and try and help.
And back to our school. Well, our teachers are really great at teaching. So if you get an attitude with the teacher, make sure you know that they're teaching you and they're giving you an education. And well, like Miss Evans, our teacher, she helps me get good grades, and if she gets on to me, that means she wants me to do good in life and get me a good job and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Following back to that, there are teachers, they help us a lot, so we get a lot of learning, and when we go to 6th grade, we can use all that learning and pass grades and stuff.